guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys.
So I told you guys that I had this secret build that you guys are actually gonna love to watch get put together instead of just the usual drift content, which it does good, but it's not what everyone wants to see. So right now we're on the way to go pick up the new car to build on the channel. Doing a little road trip with the baby.
Hi.
And with old Mochi right here. You guys keep asking about Mochi. He's doing good. He was a little sick, but he's doing better now. He's just you see, he's getting really fat and lazy. Not a bad life, honestly. I'll check in back with you guys when we get there, pick up the car. We're at the compound right now. I've been having it here stored for the past 2 years because I had nowhere else to put it at. And Adam was kind enough to let me. We're gonna lift, store the car so it's nice and out of the elements. So today we're gonna take this car home so I can start working on it. You excited about this, Mochi? That means I need your credit card again. Don't give me that. We need this. Mochi, move. Mochi.
Oh my god.
Idiot.
Don't get mad at me.
We just took off right now because I have no windshield in the car. The car's on primer. All the tubing's still raw because it still needs to get finished. And we had this big issue. We have to beat that. So it's gonna be raining for the next week and a half. So the goal is get home. Hopefully it doesn't rain. If it rains, I have to basically wipe the car down. Right now we have an hour drive home and the sky's getting darker and darker. So ready to go fast?
Yes.
What are we gonna do?
Oh no, it's raining.
In case some of you guys haven't seen this before, this is my 1973 drag car, and what makes this car really special is that I literally have a title for it. I bought that car about 3 years ago, and it's been sitting at storage. Been at the LC compound for the past 2.5 years, just because I moved down here to Florida. They didn't have space for the car, and the car is complete metal, hasn't gotten painted. It's a full 2 chassis with no paint, so I didn't want it to rust. So this is still a 3/4 chassis car. Even though if you look in there, you see there's nothing in there. 3/4 chassis because factory firewall, because mid-plated, and the factory strut towers. So that considers it a 3/4 chassis. Other than that, means it's a full-blown drag car. As you can see, it's full 2 chassis. So I'm pretty sure this car is considered a cheater 3/4 chassis, which I don't really care because it's more something that I always wanted. I always wanted an RS3. And the drag car we had before had a lot of issues, so I was like, I might as well just get this, have a solid foundation, and go from there. The car is pretty much a straightforward full 2 chassis. It's a big tire car, so if you look in here, you can see a big old tire in there. So they're 15 by 15s, double B locks with a 9-inch, big axles. So it is wishbone suspension. It's a 4-link with a wishbone. If you can top, if that's not what it's called, then correct me. But as far as a rotary drag car, you can't get better than an RS3. So I'm super excited that I was able to get my hands on this car. It still needs a lot of work, but at least now I can actually put money into a car that's solid versus the car we had before. Everything was done incorrectly because we did it for a show really fast. So I was fighting the car the whole time. This car actually is gonna be super easy. The goal is to get it running so that next year we go out to the track with Mike and start racing the car again. Car's almost there. It's not too bad. The main thing I need to do is I need to fix this bar. But here, as you can see, this bar is not connected to anything because they cut it out. Because the guy that had the car ended up changing seating positions and it was hitting him somehow. So I have to get that bar redone. I have to do the floor bars better because they're not completely done. I have to mount the drive shaft enclosure and the transmission mount. That's honestly one of the things I've been waiting for the longest, to figure out what transmission I'm going to run. Of course, I want to run something really nice. I don't want to just run a transmission, just to have something in the car. And I have my eyes on two transmissions. One is GF 2000, which is a clutchless G-force. And the other one is a Lenco. The Lenco will be cooler because the car will actually be more streetable than compared to the GF 2000. But the price difference is pretty big. The only thing that is forcing me to do the GF 2000 is that the car came with pretty chunky bell housing. That's ready for the GF 2000. Just gotta bolt it on and be done with it. Versus the Lenco, I have to do a little more work, but honestly, I think I want to do the Lenco more. I just have to figure out what I need to sell to get to that point, because that transmission is not cheap. But a quick overview of the car. Has strange front rear brakes, strange axle, strange spool, strange rear shocks, strange front shocks. It has literally almost everything in this car is strange. The company, not that it's weird, but steering rack in the front is a closed ratio steering rack. So when you turn the steering wheel, you can see we do a quarter turn and a quarter turn. That's all it does. Honestly, it's not gonna be the best daily driver as much as I want to, because I'm not gonna be able to do U-turns anywhere, especially with a spool in the back and the closed ratio steering. Not gonna be a good daily driver. Right now, the car, like I said, is mid-plated, so I go straight to the chassis, which is really good. The engine is a 13B Cosmo semi-peripheral. It's not put together because the car was gonna sit, so I didn't put it together. And I do have a spare block right there, so I have another spare block. So 13B semi-peripheral, RE Cosmo. It's already machined with big studs, with a Project 12 injector manifold, shortened, as you can see, is welded here. So it's shortened and machined, as you can see here. That's machined in here for semi-peripheral, so that's already done. The car came with manifolds and the turbo, so I'm just gonna run the way it is right now. I just gotta go from here to here. Being that came out that nice, I'm gonna do titanium on here too. So I'm gonna do titanium from the turbo to the throttle body, and then somehow squeeze in a 5-inch down pipe in this 5-inch and a quarter that I have right here. So it's gonna be super tight, and then come out this way and around the tire. The goal with this car is to go fast, honestly. One of the main goals I have for the car is go run hopefully at 9. If it goes 9s, I'll get it painted. If it doesn't, it's gonna be like that. You're gonna see just primer. The only issue with these cars is that as cool as they are, they're super hard to find any parts. As you can see, we have no windows anywhere at all. So that's gonna be one big issue. The original windows of this car are super expensive, which is why I'm just gonna do tinted poly windows. But they don't make them for this car. I've been looking, no one makes it, so I'm probably gonna have to make it myself. The car came with these carbon tubs. They're a little dirty right now, but they're carbon tubs. So the goal is to take this car probably next month to the chassis shop, get the cage finished, like I said, get that bar finished, get whatever needs to be finished, do the tubs, and then do the whole flooring of the car in carbon fiber. It is gonna be expensive instead of doing sheet metal, but to me, this is gonna be like the car that I'm gonna keep forever. Even over this car, I'll sell this car if you got the right amount of money. This one, I'm not gonna sell it no matter what. It's already done somewhat nice, but I want to change up some things. Like I want to change the steering wheel, so I have to change the hub as well as straight to there. And I need seats, because if I drive the car on the street, I need 2 seats, not 1. The car has a hanging pedal box, which is super nice, but it's missing everything here. So I'm gonna order a carbon dash for it. And there's no budget left, do a molded carbon seat, because that's what the cool guys are doing now, so I want to be one of the cool guys. And I have to get that fixed. The car came with a whole SP front clip, which was extended that little bit. And you can kind of see it in the suspension. There's push out a little bit forward, and that's so the car can actually go straight easier. Other than that, it's not that much of work. It's mostly a lot of money. I have to buy a mechanical fuel pump, which is cheapest one's about $2,200. I have to buy a wastegate, I have to buy blow valves, I have to make a fuel cell, I have to make a radiator, put a water pump on there for it. I have to build a diff, I have to get a transmission, a clutch, computers, injectors, a lot of things to do. So I'm most likely gonna end up making merch on this car to try to basically make that progress faster. I'm probably gonna sell the white turbo version and the blue version for this, So if you guys are interested in a 500 horsepower version or version roller, let me know. Hope you guys are excited about this build. It's gonna be pretty cool. I can't see the car I'm gonna pick for the car yet. It's not gonna be yellow. It's not gonna be black. It's actually pretty cool. Like I said, the goal is to have this car done so that next year we're gonna race Mike with it, and we're gonna beat him with a 13B. So I'm gonna call it a 20B killer. I'll try to keep you guys updating this car. It won't be too much because, like I mentioned, the car it's only missing a few pieces, and they're the expensive pieces which are not easy to get. So other than showing you guys the chassis work and some parts I'm gonna get, I don't expect to see a lot of content in this car. I wish I could, but the car is literally almost completed. So for now, we're just gonna focus on the yellow car, finishing that one, and then getting the red car running, and that'll be about it. Heavy Drag Car is a cool name. I can't come up with a name for this car yet. So if you guys wanna give me some ideas, just drop them down. It has to be cool enough to be put in a windshield banners. Don't be saying some weird stuff. Alright guys, so basically working on the yellow car. I haven't had too much time to record. It's been my first time welding titanium, and it's come out really good. I'm gonna show you guys the last bit of welding, and then put everything together because we need to get this car to the garage to bring another car in. Cannot wait to keep doing more titanium. So I made a bunch of progress in the yellow car. It's been about almost a week that I've been working on it non-stop. So one of the cool things that the car has now, I wouldn't call it full titanium because the headers had to be stainless steel because they get too hot, titanium will crack. So after the headers, it's titanium to the back of the car. I ended up making two options. So I have, the first one is just a straight exhaust, titanium. And the second one is a muffler that connects after the titanium. Titanium mufflers are not really like that reliable. They're gonna burn out really fast. So I ended up putting a really good muffler. I bought the muffler from New Zealand, and it's literally made for rotary cars. Doesn't kill the sound of the car, doesn't kill the power. So I ended up going with that. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. This is 3.5-inch titanium. All the piping, pipe cuts, everything was from JMD tubes in California. Super nice stuff. You can see we had the hangers. There's a pile of hangers too. Just put hangers on it, V-banded, and pipe cut it really nicely. Honestly, that was a pain to do. There was a lot of welds. If you counted, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 welds just in this corner. A lot of hard work to do because you don't want the metal to warp. Like to go about an inch at a time. 4 more pipe cuts in that corner and 1 in the middle to basically connect it to the back. This is the rowdy muffler, if anyone's asking. That's for when we want to make noises We want to be quiet. We're gonna put this bad boy on. It's not finished yet because I had to redo the hanger on this pipe. That way, when you mount this, it's centered. So this completely finished, centered perfectly. This, I have to redo these hangers, and this tip is too small, so gotta cut this off and put a bigger tip on it. That's for another day. We're not just gonna mount this on the car and then show you guys how clean it came out. Before we do that, in case you guys were wondering how much the exhaust weighs, we're gonna weigh it with the V-band and everything. So we're gonna put first muffler on. That's 3 pounds for just this. So you put this on. Mid pipe in the axle back, it's 8 pounds. And with the V-band, 9 pounds, 4 ounces. So 9 pounds for a whole exhaust, that's ridiculously light. And then that muffler, I'm pretty sure weighs like 15 pounds by itself. Let's weigh it real quick. Put this thing on here. That weighs 15 pounds by itself. So pretty heavy, but it gets the job done. Right there, we'll kick it from the header, goes to the hanger, super straight hanger. After that, we come back here to where it needs to go up to match the muffler. So it comes super far up and around to here for a nice exit. And if you look over here, perfectly straight. And I ended up adding that hanger that's not supposed to be there. So I welded a rod to the chassis of the car, to the subframe. That we were able to have a hanger in that corner so the muffler stays straight. So without having either a muffler on, the mid pipe does not fall everywhere. So as you can see, it's all good in there. Hangers are nice and straight, they're not all crooked. We come out here, pipe is centered and solid. It still has some movement, but other than that, you're not gonna see it rattling, so pretty good. For me, my first time welding titanium, not bad at all. There were some parts on here that I kind of messed up. You can see up there, right? We lost a little gas coverage. As they're going back and forth on basically the pros and cons of not running a dry sump, I just decided to put it back on. So once the engine's ready to get built, I'm gonna send it out to get it refreshing. Just because I kept doing the math of the oil pan to make it fit there and basically not have any issues. And honestly, that oil pan to be CNC made is about $3,000. And for this to get fixed is about $3,000. So way better run this to run more RPMs than run the factory pump. So it's gonna go with that. The only thing I noticed that we are gonna have to clearance here and here for the bolts, which is not a big deal because this has nothing in this corner. It's gotta cut it. So we're back to dry sump. So most likely I am gonna plumb the nitrous next. And Chase Base did confirm they are sponsoring the car. So it's gonna be 6. We're gonna put a big Chase Base radiator and coolers, so the car stays cool because we don't want to have issues with overheating. For now, I'm just gonna bring that car to the garage. I have a car I need to bring in for the customer. I'm gonna show you guys that car on the next video. It's a pretty cool car. Just need to finish it correctly because it wasn't done right. So we're gonna take the car, go tomorrow to the dyno, see how much it's making. I already tuned it a little bit because it's running really rough. Do what I need to do to the car, put it on 85, go back to the dyno, make close to 500 because he doesn't have a complete fuel system to make it. Bring the car back to the guys so they can be happy and enjoy it. So for now, that's all you guys get to see. The 20B is looking good as always. And then the new drag bill is coming out. Everyone that wanted drag content, there it is. If you guys want to help us out, we're going to have merch like stickers and shirts. So you guys can help us out with that. If not, then just wait till they're done.